Tonight because of you.
All right, guys, and welcome back to Talking Tactical, episode 31. I get to deal with two real clowns, and one of them's a professional jester, so this should be interesting. I'm even bringing them in muted because of shenanigans, and that's a thing. So, all right, so I am joined again by my co-host, Mr. Nero Wolf, who is topping up his first beer of the night, and we have special guest Jester. Welcome, guys, and let's have a fun conversation. And you're in. You're in now.
That music?
I hit my
chime that I heard.
Oh, I didn't know we were doing DOS Boots. I could have brought mine down. Is there gonna a little partition in the middle of the show?
Bad revenue.
We can take one. We'll take one. Allow for some runs.
No, you do bad revenue after that.
Yep. And if we say the word gun,
bang, bomb.
We should
bomb.
Actually, true story.
You can't say bomb on an airplane.
I was off Facebook for 24 hours for saying the word gun too many times in a live.
Okay, wow. So done with that.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? No, some blood-hearted, some blue-hearted liberal probably fucking
yeah.
Strike. He said gun.
Or somebody just went.
At this point, I'm just assuming that it is a autofill thing. So.
Well, we should just say marker when we say paintball.
Or airsoft. I like calling markers too because it makes the parents
feel more
Phil.
Okay, this took a weird turn.
So, welcome aboard. So, we got you on here because next weekend you're coming out. Apparently, you're coming all the way out to Ontario from your beautiful home in New Brunswick,
where they tell time weirdly.
Nova Scotia. I'm coming up. We're getting the party started. The wife and I are going to take a little trip down there, see all our friends in Ontario because I was born there up in that little place, Peterborough. So I got a lot of friends and connections there, and of course I'm familiar with you two. So we're going to be in town for.
Going to come visit friends, but when we were talking about plans, he goes, "So I'm going here, and you guys aren't." So
I'm going. I'm going to. So
okay.
So tell us why you're here.
Okay, so I'm coming down to do some work with a couple companies there. I'm a kind of freelance consultantist. Avoid your eyes. So. Coming down to look at some new products that are on the market, potentially seeing some new stuff from Airsoft Innovations while I'm down there and a couple other companies, and doing some work with MilSig. Going to be running a Intro to Urban Operations course on the Saturday. And
where are you going to do that?
We're going to do that in Peterborough.
As if I didn't know.
Right?
Whereabouts? Oh, we can't say where because people might show up.
That being said,
well,
it'll be fun.
If you're getting more stuff from Airsoft, guys, I'm excited for that because they the sound. What are those? The sound grenades that.
We can't talk about it. We can't talk about it.
Oh yes, you can talk about it.
No, we can't talk about it. I was told we can't talk about it yesterday.
No,
we can talk about the other thing. Nate and I can't talk about.
Yeah, we can't talk about that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I can't talk about. I may or may not have
gag order.
signed. Yeah, exactly. A lot of things. But no, with the Airsoft Innovations,
filthy liberals.
The bangers, which
thank you,
and MilSig Direct does carry those as well as a few other places like Andy's Airsoft as well.
Yes.
The really cool thing, and I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm just trying to invite my three friends to come watch this show.
Of course.
The really cool thing is working with Airsoft Innovations is I'm not sponsored by these guys. Mm-hmm. I work with them. Mm-hmm. So giving them feedback and stuff. And a lot of these companies that I do work with are my friends. So I'm just promoting my friends' products while I go looking for the best airsofters and MAG-fed paintballers that I can find.
Well, you have to start with your friends, right? Because actually, it's actually really funny you brought that up. Evan and I were saying today that when it comes to starting with any low-end sales job, the first people you try to sell to are friends and family. And if you can't build from friends and family, don't even bother trying to sell.
Yeah, because if you can't even get a sympathy buy, then there's no point, right?
Yes, that's the word I couldn't think. Sympathy buy. Okay, sorry. Carry on. So you're talking to your friends and family. What is it? What does it roughly entail? I heard of some funny stories from Mr. Dave Reed, but I'd rather hear it from you. There's some funny stories about the last time you were there, about things going missing. Starts with B. Can't keep saying it anymore.
Awkward silence is awkward.
It is awkward. I'm confused
what a bomb
right now.
Missing?
Oh yes, that was hilarious. One of the props from the course.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad that I didn't jump to that right away because there's so many fun things that have happened. So one of the things was building their own props, and we'll use that word so we don't get taken off the air quickly. Building their own props, and one of them had a bunch of wires and a cell phone attached to this prop.
Yeah,
and it got misplaced in the warehouse where we were doing the training. Yeah. So luckily we found it. It was quite entertaining, but it was found, located, and rehomed to a lifelong farm over, where it could roam and run free. Yeah. So with our course, because I think that's where he's trying to go, but it looks like he's trying to figure out how to poop right now. So
a little bit.
The courses are, because I'm ex-military. I was actually sent to school by the military to learn how to teach and instruct different things, and actually learn how to work with the companies in the industry of milsim, so airsoft and paintball related. And now I run these courses using my experience, my 20 years of coaching knowledge, and the millions of dollars the Army threw into my education, but yet I'm not a doctor. So, I could be the milsim doctor. Anyways, tangent, saw something shiny.
That's okay. I know a wonderful person who did almost 11 years of university and college to become an at-risk youth worker and a teacher. And she is working at a Tim Hortons right now. And it's heartbreaking to hear that. It's like,
it is.
Yeah, and she graduated. She graduated with honors. Like, she single mother of like two kids, and it just, oh man, it's like, dude, that fucking sucks. She's fucking pouring coffee.
Yeah, and that's the sad part about it.
Welcome to the economy.
Well, not just the economy, but like we said earlier, if you want to get a job,
job market, economy.
Yeah, economy.
Free range and grain fed. No grain. All you eat now is meat and veg.
No, they're referring to the prop when it went out.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah.
No, free range and grain fed.
I like how you brought up props, though, and Gallagher freaks out for a second. He goes, props? Did someone say props?
You don't know the half of it. He's got the main props guy on our show, like, on speed dial. What do you got, Tony? He knows before Tony's even brought it in. It's weird. Hi, Hulk. Everybody needs coffee, so
you're coming in with training experience. So it's one of those ones. It's not like, hey, I do this and you should come learn from me. It's, hey, I know how to teach you properly. You should come learn from me.
It's more of, I know how to teach it and get anybody to learn, because it's tailoring it to the individual, right? You come learn with me because I can guarantee you're gonna retain something, and you're going to have at least one moments.
Aha.
And not when you have to go to the doctor. Moments. It's a true, like, yeah. Well, no, that's wrong too.
You know what?
Geez.
That's what Evan said. Evan said to me, even I've done all kinds of shit. I've trained with all kinds of people, but even after his courses, he's seen people like Ben and Jordan McMurray when they get onto those MilSig or the MagaFed pickup leagues, they sync up almost immediately.
Yeah.
And
one of the coolest moments for me when I coach, one of the coolest things for me when I've coached is seeing somebody make their personal best. Like, my coaching background involves basketball, biathlon, boxing, MMA, all sorts of different things, because I'm always, if you're not learning, then you're not growing, is my mantra, right? So for me,
I learn, but I grow.
Seeing somebody go from their first day,
I'm a grower, not a shower.
A couple years later winning gold medals or going to a pro fight or something, or a shooter who actually finally cracks their own positioning and take their grouping from 5 inches down to an inch or so.
Baby, yes.
You're just like, money can't really buy that feeling.
Dude, have you been like creeping my Facebook and all over my brain? I'll share it with you right now. I'll share it with you right now in my memories today. At this time, 5 or 6 years ago, when I was running Ghost Armor company out of wherever land, I was at the West Edmonton Mall at the shooting range they have in the mall near the casino, which is fucking awesome.
It's wicked.
And I was trying out the little 9mm Beretta CX4.
Okay,
don't quote me on that. Little 9mm, and
something
it was the first time. Something that went pew pew, and it was nice. It was only 9mm, but it was still a lot of fun. But I recall starting off. My first grouping. Oh, fuck off! Don't you start. Wait an hour. I started off. I was like, ah, fuck it.
That was
I
his
need to set it in.
Viagra kicking in.
No, it was the postpone a restart. I started hitting the bottom ring, and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to put a small grouping in the bottom ring. So I put a small grouping in the bottom ring, and I'm like, okay, let's go for the target. So I put a small grouping right above the target. I'm like, oh, fuck it, that's awesome. And I threw a Smirnoff Ice cap next to it, because it was a perfect cap. It was at 40 yards, and it was the first time I'd shot a gun in like easily 10 years. Oh no, go ahead, man, drink away. I've already fucking destroyed it. When I drink once, it's over.
Okay.
Yeah, you're fine. I was gonna say
we don't get any ad revenue. We don't even have enough likes to get ad revenue. I wasn't joking. We have to hit 500 even to be accepted as a real page.
Oh, that's redonkulous.
I think we're at about 340 or so right now.
Yeah, we're getting there. It'll be good.
By the end of this show, we should be down to 250 at least.
Exactly.
But then when it came down to the 45 ACP,
that
was fun. That was so nice. Those are fun guns. I like guns. Anyways, no more gun talk. Pew pews, boomsticks. So I'm gonna try to get out to that next Friday. Hopefully, I'll get out next Friday for your thing on Saturday.
Yes, for Saturday.
Oh,
we still have a couple spots left. You can.
I'm just coming. Me. You can do what you want. I'm just coming. I'm gonna be there. I'm coming Friday night.
Oh, okay.
You can't stop me. There's
It's one of those ones. Is like Jarvis is gonna show up, and either he's there to hang out with Jess, or he's like, all right, I'm just gonna go hang out with Evan now.
Jarvis has a broken foot, and he shows up and wins the game for Dave. Remember that, Dave? I remember that.
Yeah, Dave remembers
I have that. You know what? I have that boot, and I want to fucking like gold spray it and give it to you.
You should
do that. Fun. It was badass. I got knife kills with a fucking cane. It was amazing.
That's fun.
Oh, good night, Phil.
I don't think he was saying evening like that, or he was just saying hi.
Oh.
But yeah, no, the training thing is definitely, I'm still waiting on some stuff for that too. But if not, the Airsoft on Sunday.
Well, I'll be there. So.
Yeah, we're going to be at Siege Airsoft.
I'm going to do oh, really?
Yeah, Siege Airsoft on Sunday. I'm looking forward to it. I'm bringing the wife down and some new, the wife, the Valkyrie, and some new gear to maybe let people peek at.
Yeah, I've seen that. I saw the prototype of that bad boy. She was beautiful. I haven't seen the production model yet.
Yeah,
we're not going to talk about it anymore. We're done. We're going to get caught.
This is all the. Oh, it's fine. Evan hasn't even liked the page. He won't get the video notification. It's fine.
He liked the. He knows. He pops in every once in a while.
He pops in when we share it and stuff. But because it's one of those jokes is like whenever I go live, it's like, would you like to invite Evan to like your page?
I nagged him about it today.
Yeah. Or would you like to invite your wife to like your page? And I'm like, no, my wife cannot like my page. That's fine.
She once in a while she'll throw it on her phone and just throw it in the bed and just have it as like a dead viewer.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure they have like a more than one ping from an IP and they just cancel it out because we've got 4 going right now. I got my phone for comments, this thing for the live stream to watch the video because it's got a better view rate, and then my wife.
Well, here's a trick. If you know anybody in the military, if you know anybody in the military, you get them to sign in on their computer and go to YouTube, and it doesn't track any of the IPs, so you can sit there and farm your video. I know a few people have done it. Just farm their own video, just put it on repeat.
It's one of those things. Is like the fake bids and things like that. Like I don't know. I get it. The views are interesting. It's definitely like going back to SoundCloud. It's amazing, like the reach you can get on the live videos, but then SoundCloud for the audio. So,
well, see, the way I look at it, I'd rather have a small, dedicated group of people you interact with than just millions that don't really. You know what I mean? Like everybody's like, oh, they're buying their followers or whatever on say Instagram and stuff, and it's like, yeah, but does that really give them anything? When I look at stuff, because my company, I also sponsor a few athletes as well. I
always remember that,
Eric. So when people come to me like, oh, I want this, I want that, and I'm like, I want a bigger dick and a Ferrari, but life's not going to happen.
According to Ben Greenfield, just shoot some stem cells in your dick in Miami, Florida, and it grows. Yeah. So it's possible now. Welcome to 2018
on the internet.
No, man, I go to one place.
I like the fact that if your partner's, and this is gonna cause shit, if your partner's worth it, you'll grow for them.
Oh, dude, I'm a grower. It's all good,
right?
And she's happy.
So
I don't need to. But people like shaking his head, bite my lip. He needs it, so he's going red in the face. It's fantastic. So segue. My first beer of the night was,
I'm just laughing because I'm the one that
Norse Golden Ale. I don't know why he made me drink it first, but it was actually fairly nice. It was kind of an unfiltered. It was very thick. It's a wonderful beer. I've almost finished it now. That's why I've started this, because we were supposed to do this for that one gentleman who always wants us to review the beers we drink because he doesn't get them in the States.
Oh, is that?
I don't remember. I'm so horrible with names. I'm sorry, buddy. I own 1,000 names. I don't know what it is. It's an ale. It's a golden ale. It's not a lager. All natural, unfiltered ale. Straight up ale. Tuna can. Ooh.
Tuna can.
Like a tuna can. That's called, what is that called? Micro penis? It's smaller than it is, or it's thicker than it is wide, or thicker than it is long.
Wow.
Are we talking guns? No, we're talking.
I didn't know this was talking penises.
Snakes. Yeah, this.
Somebody else brought it up.
Yeah, Barney was asking about it.
Yeah. I didn't know what that meant. I had to think about it.
So, what are the topics we hitting tonight?
How to finish the boot, which I just did live, so somebody can turn that into a GIF.
Half of it upside down.
If you had told me that we were using the boots, I would have had mine down here.
Okay, well, we can always do a segue into something that him and I can talk about when you run away drinking your little bush.
What?
Oh, sorry, Blue Moon. I forgot his Blue Moon. It looks like a bush can. Can of fucking grandpa beer.
Grandpa beer.
On the segue for me is I'm back onto the Barking Squirrel from Hop City, which I'm actually really enjoying. Like, this is probably becoming one of my more preferred beers because I couldn't find it for a while, and then all of a sudden I'm like, all right, this is actually everywhere. So I'm enjoying it.
They had them in 6-packs, like you would a Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was
at the liquor store today.
Yeah.
Or yesterday.
So actually, so one of the topics we were going to talk about was reffing.
Yes.
Just like, so making or breaking fields in games.
Yes. Well, okay. Can I rephrase that for you?
Okay, go ahead.
So we're talking about reffing in the sense that a ref's games can make or break the day.
Yes. So,
because the ref is in charge of what you play. Yeah, okay, a ref's interaction with you, whether or not they care, blah blah blah. That's one thing. But the games they make, that's what we're talking about today. And then maybe we'll touch on big games and scenarios and Grandpa beer goes old Milwaukee, touche.
Or just Pilsner, simple Pilsner.
I actually like that just called Pilsner. I like that.
Yeah.
So
we used to pay $1 a can for it.
Right.
Actually,
way back Wednesday.
The old cheap one is there's a President's Choice beer, and
yes,
I've had it, and it's so bad. But when you were in college and you had a funnel, that was just the best thing to put that down it and then chase it with a Keith's. That's the old days.
I lived at home during those times, so I didn't get any of that fun. It sucked.
I was in the Army for those times. It sucked, but we drank beer. It was called beer, and I'm from Alberta,
PC
right?
Beer? Oh, PC beer. What?
Yeah.
Like
so it's called. Yeah, but it's called beer.
I know.
So it says beer on the can,
beer.
And it's the same company.
B
yeah.
COBE.
And it was the same company that brought us the red wine called Red Wine.
Sorry. I'm like Cartman. I have to finish it in my head or it just gets stuck.
Is that Cartman or is that...
I'm sailing away.
Sheldon.
No, it's Cartman.
Sail away.
He has to finish the song "I'm Sailing Away" by Queen. No, I'm sailing away. I don't know. I don't know the words. I don't know. Anyways, tangent. I've been drinking all day.
Nothing but tangents. We're on what?
Like coffee.
Are we actually live yet?
So let's talk tactical. We've been live for a while now.
Have we?
So
okay.
Talking tactically. So your whole courses is all about basically teaching people how to buddy system, like the battle buddy system, how to work cohesively with what was it, sticks. Thank you very much.
Sticks,
how you guys do? Well, like I brought up with Jordan and Ben, they've learned how to stack up, how to do a lot of actually really nice working together, from what I've heard.
The two of them, yeah, they've actually, because I've actually played against them when they have buddied up, and I've noticed it. Like the two of them are really good, and it's also one of those things too is that they know what the other one's going to do, which I think is the bigger thing in the battle buddy system. Is like you can have someone watching your back, but if they don't properly predict, then it doesn't do much good. Like you can know what to do, but if your person doesn't understand that, okay, I'm going to go this way, help cover me, versus just like, oh, okay, you're going to go that way, and then they're going to look the exact opposite way and see what's going on over there.
A good point of that is a couple years ago, I was playing a game in Moncton, and we were getting pinned down pretty good from a trench line. So I found
Sorry, in B4.
It's Hillsborough. It's the Atlantica. Oh, geez, they got a whole big cool name for it. It's the one down in Hillsborough. They've got the train cars right beside the train museum.
I don't know. That's why I asked.
The name is Atlantica.
Gotcha.
Okay? And I will share it to your thing afterwards.
Later. Perfect.
Yeah, later. So anyways, we're playing.
Sorry, carry on.
And it's train cars, then a trench, and then us, and we're trying to approach it. So we're coming from the little gas station there, and we're getting pushed back. So I found a office door just on the floor, ground. So I was out of paint. I picked up the door and said, "Get behind me." And we all stacked up, and I started going, and guns were going on, or markers were shooting each direction. Well, unfortunately, like Tyler was saying, when somebody doesn't know what the heck they're doing, buddy that was right behind me peeled off and went, 50 meters in the opposite direction where we were going to get some footage for his camera or whatever. So the guys behind me instantly had this big gap, and they got lit up. So I was like, huh. And then everybody was looking at him like, huh, So there were 6 of us that knew what to do, and the 7th one just took off, and that made a big problem for us. So what I'm trying to do with this training is not to be like, I'm the fucking boss and you have to do everything my way. It's, I want to guide you on how to be a better player, so that way when you are in those situations where one guy's about to go right, one's about to go left, you know where to go. You can anticipate what's happening in the battle because you have a fluidity of it. Just like kung fu and shit like that. When you get into a fight, you don't go into your katas right away because you're reacting to. You go, yeah, exactly. You go with what's happening to you. Yeah, right.
Well, actually, you know what I recently learned? Aikido was a Japanese martial art, but it was the Japanese martial art of deflecting sword swipes.
Yes.
So it was meant for an enemy that wasn't trying to grab you. And if that person uses just Aikido against somebody who just goes for a double leg takedown, it's over. It's done. Totally. That's the game.
Totally.
Gets on top, gets over their guard, and just starts fucking filling them in from on top.
I was watching
redirect this energy, motherfucker. I can't watch. We have to do John Wick 2, by the way, Tyler.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. So my dogs and I, all 4 of us, were watching, or 5 of us, the 4 dogs and myself, were watching John Wick 1 and 2 today while I was puttering around the kitchen. And you watch the way they attack and fight. They're not worried about, the finisher or what the judge looks at for. They're trying to stay the fuck alive.
Yeah.
You know? So there is a huge difference. And the same thing with paintball and airsoft is, you're not going in all the time for hostage rescues or into places where, people are not armed. You're going against somebody that literally wants to shoot you.
Of course.
Yes, it's paintball or airsoft. It's not real. You get to respawn when you fuck up, but still it gives you that
there's softies
playability
that actually have PTSD from paintball and airsoft. I wish I was joking. And see,
and
I say it with air quotes, but like
no, and for some people it's too traumatic. I've seen some people go on the field that come from a background.
Some little kids are just
look at this
meant for paintball.
Well, you get.
I saw it a million times, man. As a field runner, a million times, man. Birthday boys came off crying because they weren't ready for paintball.
No, and the other thing is too, when you have,
and it's not a laughing subject. I know I was making light originally, but it's not a laughing subject. And kids, when it happens to kids when they're really young, then they never really want to come back, which sucks a lot. But again, that comes back to reffing. If a ref makes it fun for them.
And hold on, before we say something about that,
I just wanted to bring it back to how we're still on subject. We're still on subject, Tyler. I see you making funny faces.
And on that topic, segueing into it, when you see, like, what would you do if you saw somebody run up a field and light up 3 kids or 2 women that weren't even facing them, 100%. And those people just go away and never come back to paintball, and that person stays and is like, oh, look at me.
It's not fun at that point.
I'm making a YouTube.
Would say it's not fun anymore.
Yeah, and then
Okay,
here's
let's
the
talk
thing.
about let's
Hold
talk
on.
about him. Let's talk about him. I know exactly who you're talking about. Let's talk about him.
No,
Fucking
I don't know if you do,
Let's
but I
do
was
it.
going to say I just wanted to get one thing in because I haven't got the word in. What we were talking about
So-
before is that it's what we brought up on the last show. Is there's
You
tactical
do,
paintball,
yeah.
and
Sorry.
then there's capital T tactical. So
Yeah.
in paintball,
Oh no. There's capital T tactical, and there's just being a dick.
No,
Yes.
There's guys
I'm
who are
not-
just
I'm
doing
not
it,
saying
doing
this,
it for
I'm
the,
talking about before.
doing it for the vine.
I'm talking about before
Logan
the-
Paul
the other
lovers,
stuff.
those type. Oh shit! Did I just? No, they're not out there.
So
Anybody out there, sorry, but go fuck yourself.
So I want to say this too, is that the story that Nate was talking about, if you do want to go see it, because as you're telling the story, I'm like, I've seen this somewhere. I saw this on YouTube. Who did I see that? And then I'm like, right, that was on the person who ran away defending the flank, identified himself in the comments. That was Nightmare. The other thing too, though, is just because Sizzle asked it in the comments, so because you're talking about communication as well, is
Yep.
about comms on the field. And
Yes.
what I just want to say
Sponsor
first
key, bitches.
is that comms are good, but
No key,
work
key, not good key.
key.
Sorry,
but
communication is good, but
work on your
sorry.
communication before that, and
Comms,
then
sorry,
look into
comms
evolving
means
into
different things
comms.
to different people.
But for Nate and Nero, Nate first. What are your take on comms, and what ones do you recommend?
Okay. I enjoy the Bowfangs. They're good for about 3 kilometers. If you need something bigger than that, then
Okay,
No,
there's
Nate
2
goes
types.
first.
There's shitty Chinese both. No,
Okay, yes,
just,
you're
there's
right,
2
you're
types. There's Bowfangs. There's shitty Chinese, and there's the real ones that actually cost a little bit of money. Get the real ones that cost a little bit of money because the Chinese ones are both. Bleh. Then again,
Exactly.
any paintball field you're going to be on is not going to be like over a kilometer, so it doesn't really matter.
I'm building a 3
Carry on.
kilometer
Sorry,
one.
shutting up.
I'm building a 3 kilometer one. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. 6 days to Sunday.
Well,
So
talk to Herd. Herd has a badass military tech that he just fucking keeps he just brings out for Praetorian. I'm gonna reprogram our fucking walkie-talkies in military grade fucking encryption so nobody can hear us. Dick. Sorry, carry on.
So for me, learning how to communicate verbally just with the people around you is key, because having a radio and those people are back in the respawn and they can't talk to you is regardless. So I've seen more people hiding behind bunkers waiting for their buddies to come back instead of engaging with those that are around them and saying, okay, I need to move up, I need to do this, or we can do this, or let's push, right? So that's one aspect of the communication, is that you need to be able to communicate directly with the people around you first and be comfortable with that before you can get on a radio and start calling in airstrikes or whatever. The second thing is, when you do use radios, like the Balder one said, you want to have quality. And you get what you pay for. So if you're going on Wish or AliExpress or Geek Butt Cheap or whatever, you're going to get what you paid for. There's places where you can get these good ones and get warranties and stuff
For the
on them.
record, Tyler's
Yes?
far balder than I am. He just wears a hat and does a mad comb over.
Oh, yours
For
is
the
yours.
record.
Yours
I
is
just
by
shaved my
choice.
head.
That's right. I'm sorry.
I shaved my head because I've
sorry.
accepted the baldness, and I
Exactly.
trimmed my beard. If anybody
So-
noticed, I trimmed my beard. I took it down to the number 8, the full 1 inch,
It
and
does
I
make you
found
look
that
taller.
it makes me look. No, it makes my neck look longer. I look like a fucking. My wife said I look like pencil neck or something. I can't remember what she said.
A pimple
It's
neck
not
pencil.
nice. Oh, I'm gonna fucking cut you.
Oh my god, that was
So-
too funny.
So what he's saying now, the other thing with radios is, do not have more than 5 people on a frequency. Okay.
Don't have 5 people that are communicating and working together on a frequency. It's different.
Don't
than having a
have
channel
more than-
as a group.
Frequency or a
yes.
group? Oh, no, because then you have one person has to keep switching off frequency.
Okay. I'm going to
Just
explain something.
sorry,
to you.
we're not
Okay, go ahead,
debating.
go
We're not debating.
I'm going to explain something to you.
No. You finish
The
your
best way to
first piece.
communicate,
Finish
the
your
best way to
first piece.
communicate is to
Okay.
compartmentalize a
Sorry.
little bit, because having
Finish your
too
first
many people on a frequency is like living on the farm and going,
Open the can of
hello, Patrick, did you get life insurance? Get off the phone, frickin' neighbor 7 doors down. You know, it's a party
Great
line. It's
insurance.
too many people, right?
Mhm.
So,
No,
with
it's
that
true.
said,
But if you
need
have guys who have
compartmentalize.
actually got, okay, so I work in,
Okay. I've
No,
I've
hold on,
done
hold on,
this
hold on.
overseas.
I know.
You have
So
to
I work
compartmentalize,
in-
so the information
I agree.
flows.
Can I-
No, not
so
yet.
from,
It's not your
so
turn.
no,
It's
I'm
not your
talking,
turn.
okay, you're right,
Okay.
you're right, but
It's
half
better
right.
No, you're better to compartmentalize.
It's not my
like
turn,
you're
but it's
gonna
my podcast.
Actually, it's
his
technically
podcast.
his, yeah.
It's half mine now. He called me co-host.
Yeah, that just means you hold his warm nuts. So you don't want to have too many people.
Bald one.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Said it again.
So Nate's right though. You don't want too many people. What we have to remember is that when you're talking about paintball and you have your buddies that you get together, yes, they're not going to have the committed comms, the committed discipline to use them correctly.
Yes.
Where if it was
or your SOPs. Or your SOPs for your team. Yes. That's the other thing that people have to remember.
Okay, we have to use plain English for the layman's in the audience.
Standard operating procedures or policies for those that are in politics.
Continue. No, it's just I love
Tyler.
To Brandon's comment, I can't have Nate on every week because I will go loco with these two characters.
It'd be amazing. Well, no, you would just sit quietly and you would be like an arbiter.
He's got a bad camera though. Look how red his lens is right now.
That's the opposite.
No, so here's the difference. You got to look at so what he does is he's got a 2-camera setup. On his Skype, it sends us the shitty one, and then onto the main feed, it's like the same camera I have, which is actually the same camera you have, judging by your quality, roughly. So it's a Logitech.
Yes.
Yes, we all have the same
actually,
camera.
I'm using my Surface Pro camera right now, which is the same quality of his list. Hey, whatever. I know.
You
asked me the question.
You have one.
I'm answering it. I do.
Well, then why did you say yes? I have a Logitech, but no, I'm not using one.
Because
you're the one who went around the question.
I didn't go around.
Don't fucking get mad at me when I fucking roll my eyes at your inappropriate answer.
I can't answer that question.
You're a terrible debater, sir. You didn't go on the debate team.
I'm
a master debater.
I spend my time daily, on Facebook, so I am a great debater.
I have woken up with belly buttons full of God knows what, and it's all my fault.
Fascinating.
You just killed yourself.
Anyways, it was great. These things just come to me. I can't help it. I know.
So communication is huge, and the other thing too is to Sizzle's comment too is I've started using a radio in the past year.
Well, I'm sure Nathan hasn't finished his piece.
I know, but I want to talk about mine while
he's also texting.
It's actually his show, so we're at his mercy. He's probably muted our mics.
Mute the two of you whenever I want.
Good. Exactly. Yes. However, well, you know what though. Go ahead, continue. Just finish your thing.
I've started using a radio, and what it is that it's great. On the field, it's even fun in the staging area too. Is like, hey, I forgot this, grab it. It's a lot of fun when you have a good core group of friends. On the field, though, I find that I won't rely on the radio. I will use just general verbal stuff, and the radio is more, I am spawning back and I want to recap on what's going on, or I have lost people. But in the day-to-day or like the minute-to-minute game, I don't use my radio that much. So
just what I'm hearing is that most of the time you just like a little oral, but sometimes when you're getting back into it, you like a more in-depth, informative stream.
All the way down, straight in there.
Well, that's what I'm hearing, is that you're more about
nothing
the
but
oral.
Pure gold. Nothing but pure gold.
Let's just put it that way.
The stream has to be pure gold.
Okay, so it makes it more fun. Okay.
He loves being showered in gold.
Well,
When
the
you come
kid's
back
gotta have
from
goals.
getting the ball busted on you, you want that deep, meaningful communication to understand exactly where you stand.
So my take on cons, when it comes to a tight-knit... So let's go... Nate, how long were you in Lower Toronto area?
I will be or was? What?
Well, did you ever play CQB?
No, I missed that one. During CQB's run, I was actually doing
You've been to
other
Splatters,
stuff.
right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, then I'll use Splatters instead of CQB. I like to use CQB as my reference point for small, tight fields. So in a small, tight field like CQB...
Yeah, we get it. You played at CQB. I can see the patch. Rub it in. Whatever.
Patch, I
oh, look. I've got a friend. You don't.
I didn't... he's so creepy. I have a genuine... I gotta look it up, but I have a genuine phobia of mannequins. It's terrifying.
Oh, this is worthy. Hold on.
Yeah. So
did you ever see the movie Mannequin, where the guy makes the mannequin come to life? Yeah.
Yes, for like a week.
Did you know there's a sequel to that?
Yes. It's like I don't want to think about this right now.
Oh my god.
Anyways, so with communications, I find that with a tight knit field, so long as you keep nice tight comms and you have the proper headset, because with I'm too like Sixth Sense. I hear everything. I love to hear everything because I've said it 1,000 times. My hearing has saved my life more times than not. Just somebody crushing the gravel behind me, and I've just turned and snapped. And
so what you're saying is that your natural human
I'm saying. Let me finish.
senses.
Let me finish.
Your human senses have saved your life because you've employed them.
I've employed. Well, no, because I've sharpened to the point where iron sharpens iron, and at CQB, that's all it was iron.
So hearing sharpens hearing.
No, for sure, man. Being able it's so crazy. Playing with players that can hear as well as you can and react the same way you do, you learn to realize that the only reason he came around behind me was because he heard me run across that gap, because we know that gap makes a big when you cross it. Which it just comes down to learning the field as well.
And that's bringing your level of play up, which is then bringing everybody else around you up.
Yes, which is horrific, which is all we talked about today at the MagFed Pickup League, which was amazing. Thank you, George, for putting that on. It was a lot of fun. All proceeds for the MagFed Pickup League go to wherever he puts them, and I have no idea, so I'm not going to continue to talk about that.
So it's like,
for all I know,
don't
it's
be
somebody's.
Don't be
somewhere.
the big fish in a little pond. Be the guppy that goes out to the ocean.
No, actually, I believe wholeheartedly in sharing experience. If you don't teach what you
lessons
know,
learned.
It always comes back to. So in my industry, I work in a very tight-knit industry where everybody who's above me always says something along the lines of, the less I teach you, the less I have to fear to keep my job.
Yep.
But in real life, the less you teach, the less the future generation can bring forward and build upon. Yeah, okay, you may have done it a little bit different, but in 10 years when the technology is better, I can improve upon what you did. But if you don't tell me, it's done. It's gone. It's lost the time with your body.
So, on that too is
share your experience, kids.
Nero's phobia is called pediophobia.
Oh Jesus! Oh my God! Spell it. Type it. I want to see it pop up in the comments. I want to see it written.
Okay. But it's
pediophobia.
Yeah.
Pediophobia. I'm going to make you a shirt that says I'm a pediophobist.
I'm a pediophobe. Patch. No, write it. Pediophobia.
I am. I hit send too quickly. That's what it is.
It sounds like a bad diet. Pedio. I'm on the pedio diet.
Yeah, I'm on the... Well, Tyler does like his oral, so that kind of you can combine the two of those.
5 years. Just call it the Jackson diet and get it over with. My heart hurts. I'm so sorry I said that. And Michael Jackson taught nothing but self-love. Love yourself before you learn to love anybody else. Yep. Get your own house in order perfectly before you go trying to tear anybody else's down.
Exactly. Man in the mirror.
So actually, here's a good one. So
actually, that was actually Jordan Peterson that said that. Thank you very much.
Tips. What was the
15% battery,
or what was the one field experience that you think helped shape you the most?
What's an OIDO? It's all written there. It's above. Just look up.
I think you have to ask that question again. Somebody got sidetracked.
Sorry. What?
Okay. What would be the one experience you had on the field or learned that, like a skill set, someone explained something to you so that you could understand it better, that helped shape your game the most, do you find?
Oh, fuck, Walking Dead.
What's the PVR for?
I'll watch it tomorrow. No, actually, I'm so far behind, I'll never die.
Oh, I thought that was the answer. It was question.
Sorry, one more time. Somebody brought up Walking Dead, my brain totally went out there.
To Alina's comment, no, this isn't alcohol. This is just.
I'm not drunk. This is just Jarvis.
This is just Jarvis. Trust me.
You gotta watch. Okay, you gotta go back a couple episodes.
This is why you don't do crack when you're pregnant.
I don't do crack. Hey, come on, man. That's my mom.
No. I was talking about something totally different. I'm sure Mrs. Mantooth is a lovely lady.
Flying knee. Just think about that when I greet you tomorrow or next week. Flying knee. Just remember those words. Flying knee. I have a patch.
Okay,
I got a patch.
So the question,
to get back onto the topic here, don't sniff the wax on, wax off that Jarvis uses for his head. And what was the experience?
It's called turtle wax. See you next Tuesday.
So don't smell.
Yes. A little stiff. Turtle wax. Mikey.
Okay, so starting with Jarvis, because I know he really wants to go.
Wax on.
What was your experience?
Off.
What was your most profound moment on the field where you went, "Oh yeah, I just learned something," or you were like, "Oh yeah, I taught something"?
I mean, I can't. That's too many.
Well, just pick one.
Like, what was the, like early though? Like, what was the early thing that you found helped you out a lot? So, I'll start with mine. Is that
boom? I got it. You know what? Okay. No. The first time I got it perfectly. Bringing back to the first time I played, a buddy of mine. I was like, I think I was like 19, 20, and a buddy of mine took joined the reserves in high school as part of his co-op program. But he was like, we're gonna start a section attack. I'm gonna push and move. And he started teaching me how a section attack worked.
Okay.
Properly. And then he turned the next round. He was on the other team, and I watched him do it from the opposite perspective. And I was the fish in the barrel. And the way he shot and moved and shot and moved and shot and moved, it inspired me. And unfortunately for me, Jarvis was always Jarvis, and I immediately incorporated it into my own play. I ducked down. It was actually a field at Georgina way back called Trenches, where you could actually. I like to play the gopher game, so I dropped in the trench. I ducked away from him because I knew where he was coming from, so I peeled back, and as soon as I made contact again, I fucking hammered him because I had a Phenom with full auto, and it was. As soon as I realized that I'd knocked him off balance because he thought, oh, I'm gonna put my reserve training to use, and he did. No, he put me on my ass originally until I realized what was happening. Exactly, toy soldiers. But he was just a reservist, and he was like I think he was in a week 8 or week 10. Don't. Okay. So he just I don't know. It was through his anyways. Just the way he tried to leapfrog through the trenches. But I incorporated exactly what he did because he told me about what he had done, and we tried doing it together. But then seeing him do it to me, I learned exactly what he was trying to teach me by seeing it, and I used it against him instantly. Done. Story's over. It was fantastic, and I came out on top, and I learned something. And he did it to you, and then you landed up on tongue. Oh, yeah, okay. So I felt like Taskmaster. I immediately learned what he was trying to teach me by watching him do it, and then having him do it to you. Exactly. And you were on top, though. Fantastic. I'm always on top. Yeah. He was my power bottom. He was screaming for it. Nice. He was just like, yeah! His name was Boomer, and if he was actually the co-founder of PST. So
I'm gonna put Archer on the caption of this video and just be like phrasing.
Yep.
Phrasing.
See, the other thing is that it's funny he talks about coming from the trenches because fire movement actually started by Canadians leaving the trenches in World War I. Yep. And fighting forward. So that is a total Canadian thing.
So-called trenches.
Yeah. So it's really cool that he did that from the trenches because fire and movement is two people. Paris fire movement is the basic thing. And again, if the more people know that tactic, then the more people Jarvis has got to be on top of.
I'm going to be on top of everybody. Okay, so during the MagFed Pickup League, George is always laying on the ground.
Yes.
And this close to just full on mounting him because he was laying there, and Sheldon was taking pictures, and I know Sheldon would have got a picture of that for sure.
Oh yeah, Sheldon would have been all over that.
Anyways, yeah. But that was for sure. That was the first time somebody tried to teach me something, and I saw it happen, and it just it clicked in my head. I learned exactly what he was trying to teach me by seeing it.
Yeah,
and was able to implement it immediately. But what about you? You with the bottom. You over there.
You down there, Jan Brady.
Oh, he looked the wrong way, Jester.
So sorry, Jan Brady. Marsha.
Because Tyler's kind of new to the game, so
he is. He's started this week.
Relatively.
Oh, anyway. He's got his camera's freezing.
That's the other one. Anything that you see freezes isn't actually on the live stream. So mine would be one was a way of shooting. That helped me out the most is bending at the waist to sneak out of a side, because a lot of players have the habit of bouncing off of your leg when you go.
Yes.
But if you plant your legs and actually bend at the waist, you can get a faster snap. You don't expose as much, and the reaction time.
You didn't start speedball then.
Pardon?
Because that stance, that squat.
Yep.
Is basic speedball stance. So
Yeah.
Okay.
start.
Because
It's not basic speedball stuff. It's
No,
a
it is
basic
too, man.
battle. No, it's not, Jarvis.
No,
It's
okay,
a
paintball. I'm
basic-
talking paintball. I'm not talking tactical. I'm talking paintball only. For the
Okay,
time
well,
being. We'll get to that later.
It's a battle stance.
Well, any stance. Bend your knees. You any
So,
any
grab
martial
your
arts.
ankles.
Basic
Grab your
stance.
ankles.
Bend your knees.
So
Yeah.
the other one too.
Yeah.
Now spell run.
All right, the two of you are muted now. The other one is that is the realization in playing for so long is that the game ends in a very simple way of stating it. Either I get shot or I shoot you. There is no in between there, and that is the mentality of attacking on the field, making movements on the field. Is that either I make a move that lets me hit you, or I'll make a move and you hit me. It's that simple. It's just the core. There.
Yes.
And
Because
yes, if you are
ultimately-
unmuted.
The only time you get eliminated is when you fuck up.
Yep.
That's the way I look at it. The only time I get eliminated is when I make the wrong move. And yes, you're going to be
Sometimes-
running in. No,
Sometimes
think
people
about
walk. No.
you two
Sometimes
have fun
people
for a second.
run through your hits and shoot you.
it doesn't matter.
And that
It
actually
means I
happened to
didn't-
me several times today. And
I know,
I put a motherfucker down. Like it was.
Dude, I put a whole mag
went
into somebody,
up
and obviously I
and
didn't get into
down
the soft parts
the
because he kept
river.
shooting.
I went up and down the river, and I know I caught one under his chin because I saw his head go like this when I hit him. And you know the hit, right? When you hit a guy and you see a natural head snap, it's like
Yeah.
I fucking hit you in the face, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And he just keeps coming. I killed you, motherfucker. You know you're dead.
Right.
Right, stop it.
And
Stop
that
it.
happens. That happens in the airsoft stuff too. Is people don't call their hits, or they wipe or whatever.
Every
But
time
if-
we talk about airsoft.
Yeah, but you know what? I've been playing a lot of airsoft lately because the season.
The number one complaint of airsoft is people walk their hits.
Yes, and here's the thing though: is that BB is smaller,
Dude died on
and you
Walking
don't.
Dead. Everybody died on Walking Dead. Lady.
When you get hit in airsoft, you're usually wearing a bunch of gear, and you're not used to getting hit, so you're not going to feel it. Paintball, boom! There's a big instant reaction, right? So yeah, you do have people that don't call their hits in both sides of the sport. So, as I've told a lot of people, just keep shooting them. Then, if you're hitting them and you know you're hitting them, shoot till the hand goes up.
I
And
like
that's-
to shoot and point. When I hit somebody, I'll lean out and point like you're hit. And
Yeah.
then most people catch that. And if people who and of course somebody will fire back, but if I just sit there and like I'm gonna take your shots because I know you're out and I'm not gonna take it.
Yeah.
You know you're hit. I know you're hit. Just call it, brother.
Well, there were some guys last
Brother.
day that were shooting underneath the bus. Where
Sue Gawker and make millions, brother.
they were shooting from a
Let's make
zone that they weren't
16.
supposed to be shooting at. So when they were hitting us, I told everybody beside us, I'm like, no, those hits don't count because they're shooting from out of bounds.
Yep.
And the guys were like, we're hitting you. And I'm like, ref, just talk to them, please. So the ref went over and, no, you guys are out. Bye. Which is a great segue to reffing.
Everybody loves having the ref
Almost
on
an
their
hour
side.
into the
Then you know what? Every time I do something insane on a field, and I know I'm gonna like, hey guys, what? Like one of those hold my beer moments.
Yeah.
Every single time one of those comes up, I always try to get a ref to be like, follow me. Some bitch gonna get salty. Which comes back to the day that I went
That
to
you
PRZ with
assaulted?
the broken leg. No, God no. So when I went with the broken foot, broken leg, I had a cast on my foot.
First time I heard the story, it was just a toe, but whatever.
Oh, it was the fifth metatarsal. It's this bone here. It's actually called a dancer's fracture. If you want to get really fucking dicky about it,
It's
but
a
it's a
dancer's
spiral
fracture?
It's a spiral fracture, the fifth metatarsal. But the
That's your
less
hand,
common
right?
term- This right here. I was using this as my fucking. This is. My
I was
foot.
just
I'm really happy
clarifying.
you're wearing
See you next
socks.
Tuesday. Pants. You should be happy I'm wearing pants, and I
Yeah,
do
that's
yoga.
true.
Because this one is the boxer's fracture. And
That's
and
your
we-
hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this is my
So
foot.
when this
It's
one
called a
breaks-
dancer's fracture.
No, not here. This is a boxer's fracture.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So when your fifth metatarsal in your foot, metatarsal.
So
in
make
your foot,
it look like hammer toes. Like that would be your foot.
Okay, it's a dancer though. If I was
Well,
a
look,
dancer, yes.
That's like look
Oh,
at that. That's
Natalie
like
Portman.
a
Hey, look at
T-Rex's-
Natalie Portman.
Well, look at that. It's like I'm walking
Look
on
at
my
Olivia Wilde.
foot.
This is
Wow.
awesome. Beer and commentary should be on TV, right? But no one
That's-
would buy us because I swear too much and I say the C word.
Look at that.
Maybe
That's
in
like
the 21st century, maybe in
oh, look.
2021.
So this would be the one you broke then.
No.
So was
This
it
would
like
be the Shocker, the Shockosaurus Rex.
and the happy homemaker,
Oh.
or is it like that?
No, that's called the unhappy homemaker.
What's this? This one's called the butterfly.
I'm
What are we
watching.
talking about? I'm doing
I don't
shadow
know.
puppets right now.
I know. Sorry, no. So yeah,
Jeremy, TF am I hosting? TF am I hosting?
what the fuck am I watching, boys? Fuck, where were we?
Refs.
Refing. So how a ref can make a great day. I find the gameplay, right? So if he sees that a game is, or if a team is unbalanced, the best way to kind of like put an unbalanced team in their place is to play an attack and defend, where the overpowered team with more confidence is the attacking team, because the defending team, they're defenders. Defenders always have the advantage.
The advantage.
So it's always like, okay, on average, when it's just rifleman on rifleman, it's 2-1 or 4-1, depending on your fucking your
hairstyle.
Battlements. Shut up. Dude, my brain doesn't work the same way as everybody else's. It takes a few minutes to play through the Rolodex of words.
And that's why we have a 5-minute delay on this show.
Shut your dick hole.
It's Dick Trap, Nick Nuts.
That's what you look like.
Really?
Talking penis.
Oh wait, I have too much hair. I can't do it.
I love it. I knew you were going there. It was okay.
But you're right. A ref can make and break. And when you have an attack and defend situation going on, and you do have, that group of jerseyed speedballers that are out playing woods ball for the day, and the 6 new kids to MagFed that don't even know which way to put the mag in, stick them in the bunkers, give them the chance to defend so they can have a couple seconds to figure out their gear and get to play with it. Because it goes back to that same scenario we talked about earlier, where kids and people getting overshot and leaving the sport.
Yeah.
The ref is kind of like that intermedium between a coach and the field owner, where it's just like, okay, here's what it is. And you should have a ref that's like, okay, follow me. Here's your 2 flags. See you later.
Yeah.
You're gonna have fun because you're still shooting your buddies or like-minded people. But when the ref's like, okay, here's your flag. You 6, I would recommend doing this. You 6, I'd recommend doing this. Game on. Let's do this. My refs at my fields have been in positions where they actually coach. So if they know there's new players around, they go and they walk behind them and mentor them along. Like, I don't think that's a good spot. You should probably move here. Do you hear anybody shooting? No, that's because no one's looking at you. Take a bound. Yeah, just little things like that. It doesn't change the game as in like it makes them win or lose. It just gives them that voice of support. Because like you said earlier, there's people that have been fucked up with this sport. Because let's face it, you've gone out for the first time, you're throwing this thing on your face and having a gun in your hands, and other people that
something 1,000 times worse than that. You're throwing a scratched up piece of plastic that you can barely see through on your face with something you've never learned not to be able to breathe in before. So you've got claustrophobia, you've got inability to see, you got oh my god,
the toque pulled right down because no exposed skin because it's going to hurt, and you've got 17 layers of neck wrap and
agreed fully. And
then you have the guy like you said,
in
he's running in the colorful jersey, and he's going to be running in t-shirt and shorts, and he's not scared, but he wants to go out and
no fault to them.
Never. Well, nobody wants to get shot in the face.
But see, the guys that go out that just want to do it for their video, those are the ones I have a problem with, because they're not playing the sport for the sport or the activity. They're playing it for the YouTube dollars.
Okay. So,
the YouTube dollar now, because it's gotten smaller, the pie.
Adpocalypse.
Yeah, but what I'm talking about is...
You're right. No, you're 100% right. And that actually became Too Tall. You're just, for me, you're parroting something that Too Tall said to me
5 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago,
7 years ago. Back when we were all running contours. The more cameras that get on that field, the more people play harder, and the harder people are going for like epic footage where they're doing more badassing. And honestly, it apexed at CQB with me jumping off of a second-story building and breaking my collarbone. It started to peter off.
Collarbone.
I didn't mean to.
Collarbone.
No, collarbone. I fucking it. So there's a fusion between the collarbone and your actual shoulder area, and it popped. That whole fusion. It was the doctor said it was so clean he could have cut it with a knife and it wouldn't have looked as good. There's footage of it. Nate Beast or Vice Beast, he has it on his Instagram if you want to see me break my collarbone in real time. And then I think I shared my side of it on my Instagram, so it's up there on Instagram. I'll share links later on. Anyway, sorry, pardon me. But That's where it apex. It started with me climbing up on a second-story building, jumping down, and breaking my collarbone. It came down to somebody physically hurting themselves. Where people took a look at themselves and said, "I'm doing too much for the views." Do it for the vibe. Could end up in somebody dying.
And you know what? And unfortunately, it's only happened in that little area, because now you still, as it's rippled out, we've got these people that are still doing that. And the guy that left the stack, that was his intent. Yep. He wanted to go get some better footage.
Brandon says here, I stopped wearing a GoPro and my playing got better, because you lose a little bit of anxiety. You lose a bit of that. I'm doing this for the views. I'm doing this for somebody else.
There's proof if I fuck up.
Fuck off another hour.
Part of it too is that I'm scared to mess up, and then I have to walk back, and then I have to restart, repush. And it's a good point. Like, it's one of those ones. Is there's a general thing of
it's all self-consciousness, which is the problem.
I want to be epic to be better, so you push yourself when you first get the camera, but then all of a sudden you're staying back, and
you push yourself until you get hurt.
A really great example of that is, he doesn't do videos anymore, but Hollywood.
Don't get me started. Cuesta. Matthew Cuesta was a really good friend of mine, and the fact that he stopped playing actually was a really big. That was a huge hit to my ego. He was one of my favorite players at Georgina, and the fact that Hollywood stopped posting, it kills me. He sold all his gear.
Yep.
Yeah, he gave up anything.
He came up to Sector.
Everything, rather.
And same thing.
Go ahead.
Good friend, but he played at Sector.
Great friend.
One thing that I noticed is that
another guy fucking
played back. And he played the sniper role. That's what he liked to do. But one thing he kept saying was, "Man, I just got to push like you. I just got to push like you." I'm like, "Well, why aren't you?" He goes, I'm scared. Like, he's like, I'm here, and like, I'm like, well, I want to get this shot. Like, it'll be a great shot, because he had a shot camera. And I told him, dude, like, either you're playing to win or you're playing to get a shot. Here's the thing, though. If I play,
West is not gone. He's on a permanent hiatus.
Yeah.
Semi-permanent hiatus until paintball becomes relevant. Buddy bought a fucking Hellcat and he can't pay the gas.
Yeah.
See, the thing
is, play the fucking cards as they are on the goddamn table.
I want to talk about this is paintball relevant bullshit that I keep hearing.
Okay, sorry. Context. What do you mean by paintball relevant bullshit?
Well, what do you mean by when paintball becomes relevant again?
What do you mean?
That's what I mean.
Sorry. When to him. So unfortunately, every paintballer goes through a cycle where they get a girlfriend, or they get this, or they get that. They get a new job, and paintball is no longer relevant. Paintball becomes or they lose a job, and then paintball is no longer a financial relevance. So it's
not relevant to them. It's just something
relevant.
That's out of.
It's no longer relevant, because financially no longer relevant. If they have a girlfriend, it's no longer socially relevant.
Available.
So they're no longer gaining social points with their girlfriend. It's just not relevant. I'm not arguing fucking grammar. Relevance is the right word. It's just not the way you wanted to hear it.
No. I like what you're saying about it.
It sucks. It really sucks.
I like, because I've heard
Aztec, and it sucks because he's the big guy. He was one of my biggest friends. If anybody is out there, Paintball Aztec,
Patrick.
Patrick. I'm gonna out him here a little bit, but he's one of those big YouTubers who got hit the hardest by the ad revenue hit.
Yes,
and some personal shit, but I fucking miss him. I see him every day on Xbox Live, and I wish I could hop on and play with him or see him on Twitch. I miss him, and he doesn't play paintball anymore. And it's one of those players that used to be a huge influence to me, and I loved going to play with that, because getting on Aztec's videos was like that was the shit. That was bigger than the thing. Wolf at a point,
Yeah, and that's the thing, is his videos are about the gameplay and the people around him.
I wish he could come back to paintball.
Yeah, and now when I talked about the relevant stuff, I heard some people last year at D-Day, and this goes back to the videos. Oh yeah, huge shout out to Patrick. The guys were talking. These guys were talking about how they're trying to make it relevant in paintball in the world and blah blah blah. And listening to you talk about what relevance really means, it makes me laugh at these people that
who don't understand.
And they try to use this sport and activity as some sort of stepping stone for their own fame, or because of whatever, they're not getting enough.
Wolf, I'm well aware. I'm sugarcoating it for those who aren't in the know.
Yes,
thank you very
Andre,
much.
Yeah.
Trying to feign ignorance here. Thank you very much, Andre. I'm fully in the know.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing, is those of us that are in the know, we're a community that knows what's what and who's who. And the people that are on the outsides trying to justify their stuff. And if you want to be some sort of voice in the community, then get out there and do something. Don't just sit back and say, I shot a couple people today, I'm so freaking awesome.
Yeah, no, be the guy who's, I taught a guy to shoot a guy. I'm the guy who's like, hey guys, push up. No. Hey guys, follow me.
Lead from the front. And like we got Andre just making, or Wolf there making.
Leads. No, it's all good. A leader leads, a boss dictates.
Yes. So the art of leadership is inspiring others to do what you need them to do and get done. And with Wolf there, we'll use him as an example because you just mentioned him watching here. He's got a big personality. Yes, he's got his YouTube and everything.
I love his personality.
But he also does go to the schools. He also does do other things that people don't see. And that's the thing is, I judge people on their
hate, but they don't understand. And that's
the thing.
Haters going to hate, but haters ain't going to look at themselves in the mirror and realize, why am I hating somebody else when really I hate myself?
Exactly.
So, the other thing, too, is I want to use Wolf as the example for this, too. Is that
I came in... The can of worms, Wolf. Oh, yeah. You had to show up. You had to show up, Andre.
So what it is that I came into paintball right before Wolf got his right before Wolf got his Dice sponsorship. So he was someone who I got to see more of the face of paintball. And what it was is at first it was okay, cool, Wolf videos, YouTube, that's the personality and everything else like that. Then got to go into the field and not slated him, but in terms of generality, there is the YouTube persona at the paintball field. There are guys you go to see, but you notice that you see them in the staging area, not on the field. Now, later, because what it was is I kind of fell out of the love of Wolf. Later, I found out that he'd actually...
No. Fell out of, like, you... Sorry, let me rephrase. Did you fall out of love with Wolf, or did Wolf fall out of love with you? Because the way you phrased that, he fell out of love with you.
No, I fell out of love with him. And
why?
What it was is that later, I found out it was because he'd actually... This is the year that he severely hurt his foot. I believe it was at Living Legends is the year that he did it. So he wasn't on the field as much for that reason. I didn't know that until months later. Then it was one of those things is that I did start to see through social media the things he did outside of just the paintball field. And that's what
don't get started on the shit he does.
For different reasons, and that's what I think it is that there is the side that, like, you see them as their paintball persona, then you see them as their person, because the paintball persona will always let you down in some way, because you may not love this sport as much, or you can't do other things as much. Like, there's always that, like you said, like, there's
animosity and jealousy a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then
Animosity is a good word.
The other one too is that, like, we're in that little
admiration
village, is that for us right now, for example, is that Living Legends has been moved to a new field.
Yeah, CPX shut down.
CPX shut down. That's a huge deal to us in our community. Yeah. And you know what happened locally?
Fuck! I'm never going to play that field. I never got to go. I fucking bailed. This was going to be the year I went to Living Legends.
Yep. Yeah. And so it's gone now. That's a huge deal to us. But
you know what?
Everyone else, it's like,
I always ripped on everybody who said, I was going to go to CQB next year. Or next time. I was ripped on people for that, and I always pushed off Living Legends because I was going to go to 20. 20 was going to be the one I went to.
Yep.
And I think I missed it. I'm not sure. I don't remember the numbers they hit, but I'm pretty sure I missed 20.
Yeah. But that was the thing, is that, like, that's a big deal to us, but it's not a big deal.
Sorry, I went to 5. I went to number 5. That was a long time ago, back there with Borg. But I mean, like, I never went back. I went once. I never went.
Tyler,
I never went as me.
Anytime too.
Sorry, Wolf. No. Wolf's right. But no. I never went as me. I never went as the Jarvis that everybody knows today. I went way back before ODST started, when I was just a fucking bloody nose kid who was like, Living Legends 5. Sure, I'm definitely gonna go to that.
Yeah. But with Sega.
But I missed it. I'm so sad. All their new fields, everything they did since then. Sorry, that was years ago. Fuck. Borg. That brings up a whole other... No, he was a player from Czechoslovakia who came over to Ontario, and he fucking killed it. And then he ended up going home, and shit in his home country wasn't good, and his life wasn't good. And another player who fell out of grace, he ended up committing suicide. And it had... Oh, fuck. Completely forgot about that, and
And that just shows how deep our community is.
He was a great guy. He had great... I remember... Oh, fuck.
Yeah, let it out,
I completely forgot about Borg. No, man, it's one of those players that you watched on YouTube with, like... 10 years ago, and it's like, man, I want to be that guy one day. And he's not here to see us today. No. And it... Fuck. Oh, if you ever feel like you're alone or you don't have anybody, reach out.
Yes, honestly.
Don't internalize. Don't look into yourself. Reach out. Somebody will. Today, the biggest problem with the world is we are so connected. But the problem with our connection is that we are isolated in that connection. Mm-hmm. Reach out, talk to somebody, find somebody you love, find somebody who loves you, and make a conversation. We have too many friends, we have too many listeners who go through. Oh, sorry, this is a deep. Wolf, you brought something up that, like, it was hard.
And
meeting somebody who came, people with PB Nation and a ton of people donated so much money to bring him to America, to get him in to play paintball with us, and it was Living Legends, and it was the shit. That was probably one of the biggest and best games, and it just I totally forgot about it, and sorry, that's why all these emotions came forward, is because I forgot about something, and someone who was important to my career, someone who was like, he was an early Wolf, and he was someone who was like, I want to be him, and he's not here today because he didn't
talk.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't open up.
Exactly. It was some tough shit. It was hard back then, and a great guy. Rest in peace, Borg. A great guy back then did a good compilation of a bunch of people who actually met him. I got to play with him and met him through the blogs. And Patrick McEachran, another old paintball player who's no longer playing or no longer photographing anymore. But sorry, guys, I didn't mean to get emotional there. But
all good. This is the thing, though. Is this is the connections. This is the sport. This is everything. Like you get out, you meet people.
Sorry.
And
that was somebody who touched me on a personal level really deeply in paintball, and he's no longer there, and it was a really hard. That got really heavy. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
I forgot. It's just one of those things that you forget, and you're like, shit, I forgot. Holy shit, I forgot about so many things, and it was
the thing that this definitely shows us is that when you find people that are like-minded, you run with them and you gun with them, it forges a bigger a better relationship.
Oh my god, and I love it. And that's the kind of thing. That's what I love about paintball. Paintball brings us together, and it brings, like, there's so many people. Like, I can say for sure, I didn't know about CQB. I knew about CQB2, but I never actually went. And then I saw the Wolf go to CQB2, and he posted this great video, or CQB1 rather, sorry, a long time. No, CQB2, because CQB1 failed, or was burned down, but we don't talk about that. He posted a video about CQB2, and it was like, oh my god, there's a second one? I have to go. And that reinserted Jarvis into the paintball industry, and anybody who knows me remembers the day that I showed up. Oh. Yeah, so let's bring it back up as soon as he comes back. I'm drinking Lug Thread, and then now I'm drinking actually the Canadian. So we didn't talk about anything about the Olympics because it was going on during our last show, but it was one of the big Canadian bottles. It's just Canadian in a bigger bottle. I don't like Canadian.
Let's talk about the Olympics there for a second, because it kind of touches
I don't watch sports. Anybody out there? I don't watch sports.
Well, here's the thing.
Sports. I want a shirt.
I'll break it down for you.
I don't watch sports across my shirt.
10 years ago, we started a program when I was coaching biathlon called Own the Podium.
Yep.
And that was to get us ready to get higher medals at the Olympics. Great plan, right? Mm-hmm. So what happened was the whole coaching program was revamped across Canada. All the certification programs changed. We put it down to a grassroots thing, and we started building all sports back up from the ground up for new players and new coaches and everything. And now we are reaping the rewards of that. So the point of that is that long-term training pays off. And if you want to be an Olympian, then you got to train for it. If you want to be better at paintball or any other sport or activity, you have to train for it. And you have to find the best trainers out there for you that can work with you.
Nothing but Super Bowl Super Bowl, Stanley Cup. Grey Cup, and the fucking and the FIFA. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, FIFA in Russia, everybody knows they're doping. That's not even worth watching. I have to go pee. I ain't doping. Bitch got caught doping.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
I gotta go pee. Tyler, carry on.
I jumped into the end of that conversation though.
Oh, we were just talking about the Olympics and how Canada's kicking ass nowadays.
Of course, it's the winter. That's what we have to do.
Right.
There's a pride to that we have to make sure we maintain. But no, and like you said, like the training is important. The villages of like paintball is a big deal to us, but it's a small deal to the world. It's no different than video games. There can be a huge video game tournament that comes out that brings in millions of views, and I'm just like, wait, what happened? There's curling, like using the Olympics. Olympics are going on right now. It's a big deal to some people. Other people are like, meh. It's just there is that little pocket, and I think that's one of those interesting things in the MagFed community, in the paintball community in general, is that we internalize a lot of stuff because we're so invested into it.
Yes.
But it's on the grander scheme, it's not that big a deal. Like one thing is that Canadian Expo came out, First Strike did a couple things, but nothing was MagFed focused. But it makes sense. Like I look at the numbers for some of the speedball and the other stuff, and I'm like, that does bring in more, because with the big games that we see, if they're open class, you get those guys out there as well too. But the regularity of it, and I think and
on the other side of that though, you have the speedballers, you have the competition, you have the tournaments. MagFed is still in its infancy.
Yes.
Comparatively. And the problem with that is that you have people that go out buy MagFed gear because they can't make it in speedball, and they figure if they buy different gear, they'll be awesome.
Yep.
B, they run around with an attitude, I carry MagFed, so I'm militant, so you are garbage around me.
Sorry,
or C,
bring that back. What about militant? You're garbage around me. I missed where that.
Just
sorry,
the small networks of paintball, or small networks of the world, and then just like paintball and
MagFed inside it.
What do you mean by the small network of the world? Like the small network of paintballers in the world, the small network of the world in its own? I'm sorry, I came in the middle of a conversation. And I always have an opinion about everything. I'm an asshole. I am the asshole. Everyone has one, and I am the one.
All seven fingers.
To parrot my wife, she says, Peter, you are one.
And dead air. So
think about that. Like never mind. Somebody laughed at home. He's laughing. He gets it. Anyways. You don't get it.
So like you said, like yes, like the MagFed community is smaller. You got guys jumping into it that may not get it fully.
Yeah.
And then you have people that jump into it because they see it as a stepping stone to some sort of famous thing because they can edit a video or whatever. And we get back to that whole right, but in their own minds they seem to get famous. So. And then you have the ones that get
paintball bitches.
Right, and then you get the people that actually get into MagFed because they like the limited ammo aspect of it. And those are the ones that only shoot 2 or 3 shots at a person. They don't empty a whole mag into a bush because they heard a noise, right? Because then it's just
reloading is definitely my favorite part of paintball.
Yeah, like that
that
action of like dropping the mag and like, okay, I'm completely vulnerable right now, and I have to, as fast as I humanly possibly can, reload to get back into it. Yep. That is a thrill that you don't get the same 100%.
way. Or running out of ammo. Nothing. That was the first time I played with like a fucking 98 custom with a 100-round hopper. The most anxiety I ever felt on a paintball field was the first time I was in a heavy firefight and ran out.
Or 2-Fed Phantom.
2 shots.
It's a pump.
Okay, sorry, I didn't understand 2-Fed Phantom. Like it's like you're saying some.
The adrenaline you get in MagFed because you do limit yourself. And the other things, like,
and if you lose counting your shots, because I'm totally Archer, I count every single time I pull the trigger.
Me
1,
too.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And everybody else too.
Bingo! Right, every sound around me. I count the guy behind me who's on my team. I count the 2 guys ahead of me are firing at me. And if they overshoot, and if they fire 21 and I'm counting 20, I'm like, what are they shooting? Especially
the best
in
was when I was at the pickup game last year when I made it down.
So you're not going to make it to the
pump one, no.
Oh, I'm not going to that either. Okay. No, next week. There's one on the. No, you're right. There's one on the. Yeah. No. 9 plus 7 is not
the best
over
time. I'm shooting. I'm shooting out of this
Hey, how long?
building.
When are you in Ontario again? When do you land?
Wednesday.
The what? To blank?
Yes, this Wednesday coming up. Till the Sunday.
Oh, you leave on the Sunday. What time?
Night. Late.
Okay, well, Sunday day we should do something. If
maybe go to Siege Airsoft.
Siege Airsoft, like we talked about earlier.
Or Saturday.
Are you flying out of Porter or Pearson?
Pearson.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, you suck.
No. I meant like we'll figure something out.
Not and that goes for anybody that's watching. I will be available on Saturday and Sunday for the people that come yell at me and stuff.
My wife would be mad because I was like, all right, I'm gonna do paintball this weekend and nothing next weekend. Looks like I'm doing paintball next weekend too, but
yeah. So when I was at the MagFed League, it was awesome because when you go to a normal Whizball game, there's all sorts of stuff running around. But the MagFed League, I'm like, okay, I'm out of ammo. Does anybody have Milsig mags? Boom, 4 hands were throwing mags to me, right?
Yeah.
And that was the moment where I was like, this MagFed League is just amazing. Because
she calls me jerk and I call her bitch. For those of you playing the home game, don't get mad that I just called my wife a bitch.
No one heard it until you brought it up now.
It's from Supernatural. She loves the show. And I have the thing
14,
in my chest. It's all good.
14 seasons later.
Huh?
14
yeah,
seasons.
Fuck, man. That show was only supposed to last 5 seasons and they've gone to like 14.
Yeah.
They the original writers, all 5 of the original writers quit after season 6 because they're like, we're done.
Yeah.
There's nothing left. Eric Kripke only gave us 5 seasons. And then it's all been fucking downhill since then. And she's read it like fucking like a really bad mushroom trip. Just white knuckling all the way through. And I actually worked as an extra on that show. That was one of my first fortes into film. I worked as an extra on Supernatural season 3.
Interesting.
There's a plate with me on it from the Franklin Mint. I'm a kid and I'm playing in bed with 2 toy soldiers and I'm supposed to be sick for the day or something.
My wife doesn't know about my extra work.
Okay. So with the reffing at the MagFed League, it was awesome because everybody was so honest.
Yeah, and that's the thing is people call their shots there, like at the MagFed and everything
else
like that.
No. Everybody can get mad that Jarvis gets over mad at people, but there was a lot of people at the pickup league that were walking through hits, and I am
usually it's good. So I know.
I watch.
Well, it's perceived. It's
perceived as really good. Yes, but walking on, there's a lot of walking through hits. A lot of overshooting. That was a big problem today, and there was somebody actually when they came down to halfway through the day because markers they need to be worked in every time you tech them. Somebody's gun, a lot of people's guns were overshooting by the second half of the day. It was rough. There was one guy who was shooting 280 something. Who knows how long he was shooting 280 for at a 240 field, but somebody got hurt. Somebody got winged in the head, and that's when they're like, all right, second half of the day, we're going to chrono.
Yeah.
Well, you should do that anyways especially with the season changing and the temperature spikes.
Yeah.
So
it's an indoor field, so temperature spikes don't mean eating inside.
But guys
but it's not a heated... Yeah, but it's also not a heated floor, so you've got all that moisture and stuff changing there. So you're, as a shooter, you're
sorry, go ahead.
The air pressure and the moisture and all that shit and the temperature is going to change.
So then what about hold on.
What about if you win certain splatters? No,
wait. Eric's got a comment.
Sorry.
It's the
MagFed?
GTA MagFed Pickup League. It's
GTA MagFed.
That's the one that we're referencing.
I think that's correct.
You're fine.
Yeah, am I good? I've got the poster over there. It's the GTA MagFed Pickup League, and the slogan is, "We see things the same way you do, so let's get together and shoot each other."
Yeah, that was the original.
That's like the worst liberal quote ever. It's from shoot each other. That sounds like something from the NRA. Okay. We see things the same way. Let's go shoot stuff.
5-minute warning for you two. We're wrapping this up in 5 minutes.
No, we can't.
What? We haven't even started yet. Are we live?
You don't even start work until noon. Shut up.
Is this live?
Wrapping it up in 5 minutes. Go ahead.
Okay, you can just drop out, leave your shit, and then come down when you set an alarm in an hour, and we'll be done.
Yeah, no.
Okay, we have to do a part 2 very soon.
Okay. We'll definitely do a part 2.
But okay, I want to bring it back to the reffing. At the end of the day, a ref makes or breaks the day.
Yes, and I have a situation where if you don't support your refs either, and this is why there's such a problem with our MagFed.
Tip your ref.
Yeah, tip your ref. There's gratuity charges.
Tip your ref.
if you want us to be taken seriously by the rest of the world, we have to start following proper reffing at events and competitions. And if you make
Don't
a
just
rule,
find the bottom of the barrel, whoever will say, yeah, I'll come and ref. Find the ones who say, hey, can I come ref for you?
yeah, the ones that are intrigued in it and the ones that follow the rules.
100%.
And don't go against your refs just because you're friends with the guy that's making the complaint and wants his team to win for their videos or whatever. Like,
well, refs always have the final say.
no,
Don't fight. Well, no, on the
they
field,
should.
if the ref says you're out, you're out. Don't fucking fight
That's-
the ref. It's his job to tell you you're out. Walk away.
Exactly. Your job as the player is to be fucking professional,
And fair.
especially if you're some sort of celebrity or face of something or dick cheese.
Don't shoot some little kid in the head.
Yeah, you need to be what you're trying to persuade, because that's going to bring our sport up. If we had legitimate competitions that were the same rules and the same refs all the time and had that, we would be kicking Speedball's ass.
Yeah, no, which is totally true. The other one too on that is volunteer as a ref. If you
Yeah.
think you can, like, if you think it's an easy job, it's not. So
No.
volunteer, go in.
More stressful than playing.
Dude, I know refs that have legitimate post-traumatic stress disorder from watching people get viciously injured doing stupid things, which is why you sign a waiver. Never take your mask off, kids.
Oh, never. There's
I
never a reason.
remember there was a game we played. Sorry, we played a game. Let's just kill it out. Always respect your ref. We played a game at Wasaga, and the post game we always did a big barbecue, drinks, food, the whole nine at a player's house. And one night we were sleeping in a communal area in a library with like a bunch of couches, and there was a guy per couch. And this was before I actually ever worked as a ref, and all 5 of the guys in the room around me were all experiencing nightmares. And the first guy started saying, "Put your mask on." Well, he started mumbling, "Whoosh, whoosh." And then eventually he just blurted out, "Put your mask on." And when he said it, the other 4 people began almost parodying him, because it's a vicious cycle. And when you're sleeping, one noise triggers a memory or what have you. But keep your fucking mask on, kids.
Same on airsoft. Anytime you're going out there on a range or down range or a two-way range,
anything.
keep your fucking goggles on. No, not common sense.
No,
Can't say
let me
common
finish.
sense
Let me finish.
because Tide Pods is common.
A common saying I say all the time. Common sense, so rare it's a superpower these days. Everybody has let it go out the goddamn window, where they're like, "I'll just do it." Nobody
So
thinks,
here's this.
"Should I do it?"
Fuck common sense and go with rational thought. I don't care what everybody else around me is doing. Is
Rational
this
thought
good
is
for
common
me?
sense.
No, rational thought is your
rational
own
sense-
experiences.
Yes, you're right. Sorry, common sense. Rational thought should be common sense, but common sense is so rare it's a superpower.
Yeah,
It's a
so
cyclical
rational
cycle.
thought. If I take my
Cyclical
goggles off
statement.
and I get shot, is my eye going to survive?
Cycle.
If I eat this Tide Pod
Am
and
I
I
going
get
to
a
get
million
food poisoning?
views, if I get a million
Am I still
views,
a
is that going to
retard?
pay my medical bills? You know, like, just
Years later, I'm still scared of getting shot by a paintball marker in the staging area because I understand the safety.
yes.
Jarvis, stop playing with the
Chester,
crowd.
take
That
your
took me a
shirt
second
off,
to figure
so
out.
I take my shirt off.
But that's
Proper
the
like
thing, is that there's a healthy fear to it. It's you want to understand that it can happen. I saw where I was.
It's not a fear. I think it should be a respect.
Yes, like a
And once you-
healthy fear, respect, like that this can hurt
Yep.
me, so
And
I will
banned.
give it the attention it needs.
fantastic.
All right, guys. So I think we'll end it on that.
All
one.
right, so that's
So-
definitely that's an hour and a bit there.
So
So that's an hour and a half.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was saying the 5. So Jarvis, your shoutouts.
No, well, I shout out to anybody. Magpie Pickup League for sure. Definitely do that. Gestures, you do your own, because I would normally shout it to you if I wanted to.
If you wanted to.
Patch Panel. At Patch
yeah.
Panel, don't forget, at the coupon code TTP at checkout. It's
15%.
it's there.
Nope.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's up. Oh no, you did. It's over there. It's above you. Sorry, my mistake. If you want to reach us on Talking Tactical, it's up there somewhere. It's over there. Where's the beach, guys? It's that way.
All right, and
he's got strings on his tank top. Oh, those are his arms.
String bean.
All right,
collarbones, bitches.
Your shout
my shout-outs, Airsoft Innovations.
Your wife got to take my top off, so blame her.
Yeah, she never saw somebody that needed it before.
And then fucking Callum comes at the end. Jarvis is topless. What the hell's going on, guys?
So
I don't know what's up anymore.
We got milsigdirect.ca. We've got Commando Paintball Plus in Ottawa. We've got obviously jesterstactical.com where you can get my shirts for sale right now. Also fundytactical.com. Who else we got? Jeez, I got a huge can't forget this one. Fearless, focused, unstoppable Armadillo gear.
Oh yeah.
Get in the game. Yeah.
Hey, you know, it's funny you said that. I have. It's right within reach. No, come on. He always sends up saying
and we've also got Ripples.
I had this
Ripples
fantastic
Industry
thing that Graham gave me a while ago that I have yet to put on my vehicle because it's not mine yet.
So again, Ripples Industry.
It off the bank. It's still the bank's vehicle.
Don't forget, if you're looking for footwear, check out milsigdirect.ca and use
anywhere that sells
Jester.
Hold on.
No,
don't take away.
Jarvis, let him finish this one. This is a good deal. Go ahead.
Okay. If you're looking for footwear and you want to step into something comfortable that is field ready out of the box, check out Ultima or Original SWATs, available at milsigdirect.ca, and use the code JESTER at checkout to save yourself 20%. 20% off of footwear. And that's
what he said.
Full line. Okay, so if you're looking for some good gear, some good stuff, check out jesterstactical.com and we'll guide you in the right direction. If you want to hear some awesome stuff about tactics and refereeing and random unicorn rants, then follow along and continue to enjoy the smooth sounds of Talking Tactical podcast with these two bearded little fellas.
Go fuck yourself. I can throw on a soft, smooth, sultry voice, and I can also throw on the DJ. And after this next hit here, we're going to get Billy Bob Giuseppe and his mother and father talking about why you shouldn't dive down the rabbit hole.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage, Jarvis, put your hands together.
That's a fucking porn. No. I've been at the strip club. I know that voice. I'm not stepping on the sponsor, man. I'm stepping on him, repping himself to sell shit for cheap. It's just like go anywhere that sells that shit because I'm not a communist. I'm a go get the best deal anywhere. Go find the best deal.
Try to help people find the best deal at Ripples, Fundy Tactical, at milsigdirect.ca.
Anybody just says Jester and they get 20%?
Yes.
No way.
Yeah.
It's better than the 15% using TTP at Patch Panel.
Well, that's on patches though.
Only patches.
I don't have a patch yet. I have footwear code.
Hey Evan, let's work on that. Stuff. I'm going to talk to you tomorrow when I show up at your doorstep at work. I'm going... Anyways, if you guys are bored and anybody who listens here who likes to go, I'll be at Widowmaker tomorrow because...
and I'll be there Wednesday.
And I'll be there on Friday.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday, I'll be playing Siege.
Not so much Sunday. Sunday we'll be at Siege together because it's right around the corner from me.
You two are getting muted.
Love you guys. Bye. Good night.
All right, guys, thank you so much for
you can hear me, right? Tyler, just nod if you can see me. If you can hear me, just nod. Can you hear me? You can hear me.
So for those that can't hear, these two are just screaming at me right now.
It's fantastic. So just nod.
All right, guys, thank you so much for coming to the Talking Tactical Show. You can see us bi-weekly, Sundays, 8:30 Eastern.
Let me do my outro.
Thank you so much, and we will see you guys on the field.
My outro.